Like you, I'm concerned that you're making plans for the weekend based on someone who's more of a conceptual meteorologist than an actual weatherman, or a weatherman more in the sense of the Dylan song and the terrorist organization named after it. So once the airports reopened, we took a plane to Germany and paid a visit to the Heidelberg Center for Scientific Standards and Certification to have our colleague, Dr. S., enhance the level of analytical rigor by translating this broadcast into German. Guten Abend, Dr. S.
Grüß Gott.
So, how does the Acculorber team arrive at its forecasts? Where does the data come from, and how do we analyze it? I will answer these questions, but first two things.
In der Suchmaschinenoptimierung gibt es verschiedene Techniken, die man anwenden kann. Da gibt es Linkaufbau, die Optimierung der Seite, die Linkstruktur und natürlich die Inhalte der Webseite.
Danke. What's with Irene's sequel, Hurricane Katia? And what's with the name Katia? I mean, it reminds me of another hurricane. Floyd? No, that's not it. It's fun to make people afraid, but I thought they kind of retired names starting with K after Hurricane What's-It, Bon-Ton Roulade all over the Gulf a while back.
Die bekannteste Suchmaschinenoptimiererin in den Vereinigten Staaten ist Lady Gaga.
So, how many meteorologists right now are practicing not saying Katrina? Calling this one Katia is a little like breaking up with Sabrina to date Sabina. Things could get awkward when we're making landfall, you know?
Deutsche Agenturen sind eigentlich weniger hier vertreten.
Luckily, Katrina will probably be swerving out to the North Atlantic long before reaching the Gulf or the eastern seaboard. Little tropical depressions are formed over Africa's west coast about every 15 minutes. The border between Senegal's arid climate and Guinea's jungle spins the air as it heads our way.
Linkaufbau ist sehr wichtig. Sehr wichtig.
Over the vast expanse of the Atlantic, a lot of things can happen to prevent a storm from becoming a problem. If it doesn't form a good center, it dissipates quickly. But if it turns into a full-on hurricane too soon, the Coriolis effect makes it veer away from us, and that's what Katia is doing.
Der Linkaufbau in Deutschland ist nicht so schwierig wie in den Vereinigten Staaten. Jedoch ist es wichtig, dass die Diversifizierung der Links in einem ordentlichen Maß geschieht. Wer sich Backlinks zum Beispiel von großen Seiten wie News Corp besorgt, hat Probleme, wenn er zu viele davon hat. Deshalb ist es wichtig, dass er auch Links von Forenlinks und kleineren Seiten wie Blogs und so weiter sich anschafft.
In a week, Hurricane Katia will be forgotten, unless it's not. All the attention is a cross between Michelle Bachmann and picking at a scab. She's never going to be president, but she has the biggest bust this week, and everyone is like, can you freaking imagine? And the scab, well, once you start on it, it's hard to stop.
Zudem empfehle ich den Linkkauf natürlich an alle. Es ist der einfachste Weg, der schnellste Weg, sich Links zu beschaffen, und man hat absolut keine Probleme mit den Suchmaschinen.
This week, Friday, will be the best day to come down from the second floor to see how flooded your first floor is from Irene. So Friday, we're going to have a high of 77, low of 63, Saturday 83 and then down to 70, Sunday a high of 85, low of 65, and on Monday a high of 75 and a low of 59 degrees, with a small but increasing chance of thunderstorms throughout the weekend.
Ob man jetzt eine Webseite wie fcbayern.de mit Systrix, Searchmetrics oder Conductor untersucht, ist völlig egal. Es ist völlig egal. Man muss sich nur die Links anschauen und vom Bauchgefühl herausfinden, welche Links ordentlich sind.
So the question is, how does the Acculorber get it right? And not just about the weather. In fact, more not about the weather than anything else.
Ja, also Links von Obama zu bekommen, ist nicht so schwierig.
Well, as Tom Devaney correctly pointed out, our weather team is comprised entirely of Henry Darger's Vivian Girls, the smooth jazz weather on the Eights Orchestra, Alan Greenspan's arthritic pelvis, Leonard Cohen's famous blue raincoat, Ben Bernanke's kid brother Stan Bernanke, and also when we get wrong numbers from old men, that's like a gold mine for weather arcana.
Dass die Amerikaner nichts vom Wetter verstehen, das wissen wir. Aber im Linkaufbau sind sie hervorragend.
And that's how we get it right. Although The it that we get right is more often than not terribly, terribly wrong. And when it gets complicated, we turn to our analysts trained in the tough love of Skinner's behavioral meteorology and airborne rehab techniques.
Ja. Also die On-Site-Optimierung ist wirklich für den Arsch.
That's it for now. Remember to set your clocks back this weekend. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good stuff. That worked out. I like that because it was crap. It's like horrible.